Hello, this is Shannon Waller here, and thank you very much for joining me on today's Team Success podcast. Today, what we're going to be talking about is something that I find to be incredibly important and yet somewhat invisible when it comes to teamwork. And what that is creative gratitude. So I want to talk about gratitude in perhaps a different way than you've thought about it before, and particularly in how it relates to how you connect and relate to other team members, how you relate to your clients, how you relate to your vendors, everyone who is a part of creating the result that is so important to you. So I'm going to talk about it in two different ways. One is gratitude and how to be creative with that. The other is in the sense of appreciation, because to my mind, the two are inextricably linked. And so it's really important that we kind of define both those terms and really get clear on that. So let me start actually with appreciation. And appreciation has some really interesting definitions. First of all, I don't think you can be grateful unless you appreciate something. So that's why I want to start here. So appreciation, first of all, if you look at it from the definition that those in financial services use, if a stock appreciates, it increases in value. And so I think that's true of more than just stocks. I think it's true of anything that we appreciate, we're actually giving it value. We give it additional meaning. The other meaning of the word appreciate is to understand. So if I say that I really appreciate your point of view, essentially what I'm saying is I understand and are giving value to your point of view. Even if I don't agree with it, I can understand it. I can see where you're coming from. So really, I think gratitude starts with appreciation. And one of the reasons why it's so absolutely important with teamwork is because when we're looking to get stuff done with other people, we can come at it from the standpoint of this isn't done yet. Why haven't you done your part? We need to move faster. We're not on pace. Think of all of the multitude of things you think of when you're talking to other people and you're trying to get something done and it's not going the way that you want. Or we can actually come from what's already working. We can start with appreciating the progress that we've already made. And I want to talk about why this is so important. If I think about different interactions I've had with people, if someone comes at me, if I'm the recipient and someone's saying to me, why isn't this done yet? Why haven't you done your part? Why isn't this done faster? I'm immediately in a defensive point of view. I'm in a defensive stance. I'm looking to protect my hide here. I am looking to defend. However, as someone starts off with me and say, I think we can do things a little bit more efficiently, but let's start with looking at what already is working. Let's look at what progress we've already made. In other words, they're appreciating what's already happened and the effort that I've already made. I don't think I'm unique in preferring this approach. And so everyone that we work with, everyone that you talk to, I want you to come at it and just try this for a week or two. And if it doesn't work, stop by all means. But I guarantee it will work. Is that you actually start by talking with people and start thinking about, okay, how can I appreciate what they're already doing? How can I express my gratitude for what they've already done or already contributed? Or their point of view. Perhaps I can appreciate why they haven't gotten started. Maybe there's some obstacle I have not paid attention to or didn't give value to, and that's what's preventing them from taking action. Until we can actually appreciate where someone else is coming from, we are very unlikely to be in a state of effective teamwork with them. Again, unless we can really see where other people are coming from, it's very difficult to accomplish effective teamwork, which is why this is so important. So when we think about it, appreciation is a way that really greases the wheels of teamwork. It's the lubrication in our interactions with one another. I once heard a great definition of manners as being a social lubricant, and I think of gratitude and appreciation pretty much along the same lines. One of the things I really appreciate about working with everyone at Strategic Coach and with our fabulous clients is how much people do actually come from appreciation and gratitude. We appreciate one another. We have great senses of humor about stuff. We laugh about things that don't work. Certainly not everything goes the way we thought it was going to. We get surprised lots, but we laugh about it and we have an appreciation that, we can deal with it. We can figure it out. I love working with the other talents around me, and I'm looking at some of them right now, and the fact that everyone is contributing their efforts to make this project a real success. When I come from that appreciation, I am actually looking and finding new nuances, new talents, new expressions of their creativity, and I appreciate those things. If I came in as, okay, I'm in charge, it's my project, just do what I say, I actually don't appreciate anyone else's real contribution. Certainly not any kind of creative contribution. All I'm appreciating is that they're doing a particular task. And one of the things that I've learned about growth, about exponential growth, is that I don't have all the good ideas. I happen to think I have lots. I'm not shy about that. But I know that other people have way more. And the more that I can connect my ideas with theirs, it makes the entire project richer, better, more refined. Trust me, you'll be very grateful when you know what other people contribute to this particular podcast. So I work best in teamwork. And if I don't appreciate what other people are contributing, I'm not going to get as good a result. And again, I think that's true for everyone. So I want to go back to appreciation and how to express your appreciation. I think there's a couple of really key ways. One of the things to do was, this is how you start off a meeting. One of the ways to have a really fantastic meeting, and I don't raise your hand if you want to have a great meeting. I know that I always do. There's nothing more that I hate than a really boring, unfocused, unintentional meeting. Ugh. One of the ways to get everyone in the room, mentally as well as physically, is to actually start with something that we call a positive focus. And if you want to see what this looks like, please go to the teamsuccesshandbook.com website. Again, teamsuccesshandbook.com website, and there you can download an exercise called the positive focus. And we simply go around and do it in conversation, and I ask everyone, I did it today, and say, okay, what is one thing that you're really happy about? What's one area of progress? And they just simply share what that is. It's so fun to hear what other people are excited about. I can then appreciate what's going on in their lives. I can appreciate what they're dealing with. And then all of a sudden, we're in the same room, on the same page, mentally and emotionally as well as physically. If you've ever been in a meeting where people are physically there but clearly mentally elsewhere, this can be a very useful exercise. Then the other thing that's really powerful to do is to actually close your meeting asking, what did people get out of it? And what are they appreciative of? What are they grateful for? We actually had a fabulous conference with our clients and their spouses a couple of weeks ago. And the exercise that we close the entire conference with, this is 45, 50 couples together, and we do this in a stand-up huddle. And we ask people 3 things that they're appreciative for, primarily about their partner. And it is the most graceful, most gracious, loving, lovely way to end anything. The spirit and the heart that comes into the room when that happens, you can feel it. It's palpable. It's delicious. It's wonderful. Now, you may be wondering, why am I bringing in such a heartfelt sense to meetings? But frankly, last time I checked, we were not just intellectuals walking around. We have hearts, we have guts, we have other things we bring to the party. And when you connect with people on that level, not just the intellectual level, but the emotional level, you engage them at a much higher level of functioning, a much higher level of engagement, really. So by talking about appreciation and gratitude, it's not just a nice to have, it's actually an incredibly effective, I hate even to call it a tool because that diminishes a little bit, but really a principle of really great teamwork to operate from. Very, very powerful. So starting and ending meetings with positive focus, and which is appreciation, really, appreciation for progress, and gratitude is really powerful. And also when you're expressing gratitude and appreciation, it's incredibly important to find out how other people like to receive appreciation. Now, when people are outgoing and they're like out there in the world and they're expressive, and you kind of can tell that by how they talk and their tone of voice and how they use their hands, those people quite often really appreciate public recognition, applause, their name posted somewhere where other people can see it so that they get to share that with other people. It's not all ego. Of course, that may be involved, but it really is about the fact that they get to be celebrated in a community of people who are really important to them. That recognition is incredibly heartwarming. It's very meaningful for that person. Now, for people who are more reserved, and undoubtedly you have lots of these folks around you, it's more than 50% of the population, is that actually would be pretty much a scene out of a horror movie for them. If you called them up on stage and had everyone applaud, you made an announcement over the PA system, you paged them, they would just shrink into themselves and be really embarrassed and not want to be the center of attention. Now, for those of you who'd love being the center of attention, you probably can't even fathom why this would not be fun. But trust me on this one. Now, for the people who are much more reserved, much more even-paced in terms of how they do things, then how you want to acknowledge them is to write them a very sincere, personal, handwritten note. Something that is very specific about what they did or who they are, how they did something that was really meaningful for you. That, if it is sincere and authentic, will absolutely win you the hearts of those people. And that's not why you're doing it, but you want them to feel appreciated. I had the opportunity to meet a celebrity a couple of weeks ago, and I could have done the whole taken a selfie thing and done that, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to go and express my appreciation for their work and for their contribution, how much enjoyment I have gotten out of this person's music is what the circumstance was. He gets lots of public recognition in the other sphere, but I just wanted to go and shake his hand and say, thank you. I'm a fan. I really enjoy your work. And I realized it was fun to realize I was coming from appreciation and gratitude. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about my posting my picture on Facebook with this person. It was really just about expressing my appreciation. So it's a wonderful place to come from. And when you connect with that, it actually puts you, I think, in a much more grounded place. And again, the people who work with you, oh my gosh, they will be so incredibly appreciative of the fact that you stopped, took a moment, recognized what they were doing, appreciated what they were doing, and you'll get a lot more of it. Now, this ties in very much to creative gratitude. We have a concept in Strategic Coach called proactive gratitude. And this means that you're not just waiting to see what other people are going to do so you can go, oh, thanks. This is about you being actively engaged in recognizing and finding things to be appreciative of and grateful for. So this is, again, a really powerful way to do things. It's a very powerful principle from which to operate. One of the other things we've been talking about a lot here at Coach lately is the fact that really abundance, the whole what we call abundance spiral and the whole abundance process starts with gratitude. And I want you to think about it this way. When you're really appreciative of what's around you, more comes in. If you're not appreciative of what you already have, you're not going to get more. If you're only taking, people are going to feel like they're being taken from and they're going to hang on to what they've got. If you're generous with your appreciation and you recognize and appreciate for what you've already got, people just want to give you more. The world wants to give you more. That's an abundance principle. I don't know about you, but I'm really pretty keen on having lots of abundance in my life. I love the fact that it all starts with gratitude. So if you want an abundance of teamwork in your life, and I can tell you this from having worked with many, many, many entrepreneurs who were lacking in appreciation and gratitude, and from those that had an abundance of gratitude and appreciation, the ones who really lacked appreciation for what people were doing for them, they had a revolving door of team members. They would work with them for a few months, they would work with them for a few seconds, then they would be gone. The people who really appreciate the talents and the efforts and everything that their team contributes to them, those are the ones who have long-standing, loyal team members who keep growing. It's just an incredible dynamic. The polarity between those who are appreciative and those who aren't is so extreme. And I want you to be on the extreme of abundance. I want you to have that experience with amazing teamwork that can come with people who are feeling well taken care of. They're appreciative for what they do. They contribute a ton to you. They give you their ideas and you grow together. That's what's possible when you come and have this quote unquote attitude of gratitude. So that's really how I want to talk about today. So again, I want you to tap into the teamsuccesshandbook.com website and download the Positive Focus and start having that be a practice, something that you do with yourself. Write down your own positive focus. If you're not appreciating your own progress, it's extraordinarily difficult to recognize other people's. Then by all means, do it with your team. Then there's a few other people that can benefit from this too. I'm thinking of your vendors, any strategic partners you have. If you're a leader who works with another leader, appreciating their leadership is also really key. If you're the owner of the company, you would probably really like it if someone appreciated the risks that you took and the efforts that you put in. You know, entrepreneurs are some of the most underappreciated people that we know. So it's great if you have that opportunity to express that appreciation. Now, of course, the other group that would really benefit from this are your friends and your families. So if you come from appreciation about who your kids are and who your spouse is and who your partner is, that just creates this incredible sense of spirit and teamwork in some of the most important relationships you have that are not only at work, but also obviously with your families. So on that note, I am very grateful that you're listening. I am very grateful for our teamwork and partnership. As you can tell, I am passionate about making teamwork work better. And the fact that we can have this conversation to me just is super fun, super interesting. And I'm really excited about the fact that your teamwork can go to the next level as a result of appreciation and gratitude. So to wrap up, go to teamsuccesshandbook.com and download the Positive Focus. I guarantee you'll love using it. Be very educational. And as always, here's to your team success.